they said like the stories that kind of travel across like oceans and whatnot are kind of similar. So when the Vikings heard about like what's it called, like something similar to like the demon realm, they're like, well, that sounds like heaven to us, you know. So I feel like the closest thing, like it would be sort of like it would just be like a sort of like a battlefield realm. That's what I'm told. It's just supposed to be like a place. Like some people might find it to be heaven, but some people might not. But like those are the closest like interpretations of those stages from what I've been told.
Those sound like pretty.
From fabrications as requisite condition come consciousness. From consciousness as requisite come name and form. From name and form come the six sense media and so on, with contact and craving and clinging. And all this and so forth forms the requisite for us being born, and then aging and death and sorrow and lamentation, pain, distress, and despair. All these things are linked together. And later on, at the end of the sutra, he goes on to say that taking these links from the other stand, the Buddha says, now from the remainderless fading and cessation of that very ignorance comes the cessation of fabrications. From the cessation of fabrications comes the cessation of consciousness. From the cessation of consciousness comes the cessation of name and form, the sixth sense, contact, clinging, and so forth, until there's a cessation of birth and aging and death, sorrow, lamentation, pain, distress, and despair all cease. Such is the cessation of this entire mass of stress and suffering. And that's basically going back to what I mentioned earlier, that in the traditional, in the Theravada Buddhism, the idea is to try and break from the cycle. You're trying to break the link. Quickly, cessation means to stop something. Cease. To end. That's okay. Okay. I probably got mixed up. That's okay. That's okay. I know.
It's the traditional Theravada name for the Buddha.
Oh, really?
Before he becomes enlightened.
Yeah, that's
the Bodhisattva is born into the world.
That makes sense. So the idea, and arhats want to break the cycle for themselves. They want to become enlightened for themselves so they could be free of suffering. Bodhisattvas were more compassionate. Bodhisattvas didn't want to just free themselves. Bodhisattvas want to free all living beings. That happens. That's okay. And so, throw it against the wall. So bodhisattvas and are just people who make the vow that they could reach that ultimate enlightenment. They just want to be free. They just want to be free and be free of suffering and be free of all that rebirth stuff. That's messy. But eventually some of the followers wouldn't settle for that. They want to become something more. They want to help others, and they want to ultimately become like the Buddha. And so the Buddha eventually said in the Lotus Sutra and various other sutras, in the Mahayana sutras, that people that and yeah, so it would be good. It would be great if we could learn from our past experiences. And from the kind of traditional Buddhist standpoint, we do kind of like, grow karmically, more wisdom and stuff like that. As for past lives, there's actually interesting stuff on that. There are people who, through deep meditation or through various processes, have been able to recall things from previous lives. Very intricate things that there's no way they could know. Like this one woman remembered a past life in ancient rural Italy, and she recounted the town. She recalled different shops in the town and specific stuff, yeah.
You talking about the lady that was able to remember like the street and the house she lived in?
I think, yeah, it's probably one of those, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of...
Remember everything of their past life, and then they forget it afterwards. Like, we have a family friend who's one of those people. Or was one of them. I don't know what they're called.
How do they remember that they remember?
Like their parents.
Oh, really?
They were one of these kids. Yeah. And they don't remember after a certain age.
Oh, wow.
That's interesting.
Only those kinds of kids, or everyone?
Only there's some people are born like that.
That's cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, the end of the past life is a flying squirrel.
Universally to all, so that we can all be together accomplish the Buddha way.
Thank you all very much.